If you are in the position of that policy maker and the government changes, because everything goes down the drain, so how would you deal with that situation?
But is it possible that you lose interest in something after some time? I mean, you have been like doing some stints here and there, thoda ye, thoda wo type.
Studies, quizzes, tabla playing basketball, getting into mutual funds, working with this Namo project, a diverse field. What do you do to live your life?
Too much into the academics. Don't you think of the MS? Don't go for the MBA. This is my personal advice. Make sure. If it is wrong, we make sure कि you won't get any IIM. You don't know about the volume. You don't know about the science. अपने आप को MEC graduate बोलने में शर्म नहीं आती है क्या?
I'm not sure.
Do you drink?
I think we can multiply, which have.
Okay, leave it.
cross
I am
and
not happy with you. You are smiling. तो मेरे तरफ देख के इतना गुस्सा नहीं होना था ना.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Absolutely fine. So, start करें?
Sure.
Okay. To start with, I just want to know one thing. I was going through your resume and suddenly saw one thing. That you have played tabla for 6 years in your younger days, but in your hobbies, I do not see tabla anywhere. I mean, did you like it or not?
I really liked it, but when college started, a lot of other things came into life. So that is why tabla hasn't been. I'm not regularly playing it. If I get a chance when I go to my home, when I meet my guruji, then I play it there.
But 6 years is a very long
Yeah,
time.
I
You
got
spent a
it.
long time, I mean, with tabla. So, but generally, I feel that people who would be spending so much of time with one such hobby, possibly would be keeping it for all their life. But I didn't
It is
see
there
the
with
hobby.
me all my life. It's just that there were a lot of new things to explore when I came into college. So I didn't want that baggage of sort of me that I want to keep on playing tabla only here, because in IT Bombay there are a lot of new clubs.
Right.
So I went to those, I explored those. I played basketball, I did quizzing, I did theatre, I also did fine arts there. So those were some new things which I adopted there.
So you never thought of going into some concerts or something where you can use tabla?
No, not in IT Bombay.
Okay, okay.
I preferred doing quizzing there. That was something which was really intellectually stimulating to me.
Okay, because when I see your resume, I think there's so many things to talk about possibly. I thought I should be asking you about this or that. So many things you have done. And recently you have been in this project with Namo as well.
Yes.
You have written that you are going to reduce the exports by 50% from China.
Yes.
And within 1 month, I mean, you were able to do that study.
Yes.
I mean, that's outstanding though. But still, I would want to know it from a, I mean, layman's perspective. That how can you explain it to me? I don't know anything about it. So how can you
Sure.
explain it to me? That how are you going to do it by 2034?
I'll just give you a context of what the problem was and how we went to solve this. So as I mentioned, it was to reduce Indo-China imports by 50% by 2034. Now the way we went to solve it is two-pronged. First, what we can do is simply look at other alternative countries to import the products which we are importing at a higher value from China. Second is to improve our domestic production. So these were the two layers which we looked at initially. And because I was working with the organization which focuses more on policy development, so my task was to identify policies which could help in those.
Okay.
So about the domestic production aspect, we have PLI, Production Linked Incentive Scheme, in our country running for few of the products.
Right.
So we analyzed, for example, refrigerators, how PLI has helped. We saw that from 2021 to 2024, its import from China has gone down, in fact. Even from the whole world has gone down because we had PLI in white goods there. So
But that might be an exception, I think, because I see that this government has started that Make in India project way before. I mean, that was also, of course, into this only, but they have not been able to achieve anything significant there.
correct, I agree with that. So PLI has been only successful for very few products.
Okay.
Refrigerators being one. There's also in power sector. So power plants we used to import from other countries. Now we are making it 100% domestically. So that was our task basically, to identify in what kind of product it has been helpful and what were the differences, because every PLI scheme is different. Some has a different outlay, some has a different tenure. So based on that, we did some mathematical modeling, made some regression graphs, got to know what has been the impact, what has been the outlay.
And how realistic has these models been in the past as well? You must have done some research on that as well. Okay, you have done something on paper.
Yeah.
How realistic is that?
So, like we can, like all of them are predictive models. We have predicted of if we continue with this outlay or increase the outlay, how much imports will go down. But again, I'm not sure of how exactly will it pan out in the future, because there are a lot of subsidiary factors which comes into account. If the government changes, who knows?
Of course, that's a major factor.
We haven't accounted all those external factors there. We have just focused on the current scheme and some tweaks which we can do in that.
So if you are in the position of that policy maker and the government changes, I mean, what would you do? Because everything goes down the drain the moment government changes. So how would you deal with that situation at that time? If you are in that position where you can take decisions, you can do something good.
Right. So if I am one of the bureaucrats who are looking after this policy making, and I have seen good results in the past of this, and it has been like in the present also the policy is helping us reduce imports. And if the government changes, other party comes into play, I'll pitch them that this policy has helped us. It has reduced Chinese imports. And again, China is a political topic which every party wants to cash in. So any party whomsoever comes into power, they'll be readily like they will agree to just have this good propaganda for them that we were able to reduce imports from China. So I think though the party will change, but I think the policy, if I'll pitch it that way, it will continue in the future years also.
Oh, we connected with this. Can I ask you a question? See, you have been working for this nation with Namo thing, and you spoke in detail about that.
Right.
That was nice. You would agree with me that this is in sync with Atmanirbhar Bharat, Modi's vision, right? Now, are you aware of it that, I mean, what are the consequences or what are the plus points of this? Just say, if we talk about it in terms of this or that. So if I ask you, what would be biggest economic implications of this thing? What would you say? Any two.
Of what thing exactly?
Of your nation with Namo or Atmanirbhar Bharat or Modi's vision, we can say. What would it be?
Just allow me some time to
Yeah,
think
sure.
about this.
Two biggest implications,
Right.
economic.
So first will be employment. I believe employment will rise as soon as we improve our domestic industries. And second will be less dependence on other countries.
Okay.
So we'll have our own manufacturing setup here. So that is the two
So you
things.
think manufacturing, it's important for us to take the manufacturing up? I mean, we
Yes.
are already high on the GDP ladder. So
Right.
why do we need to take the manufacturing up further?
Right. So the three things which compose the GDP: agriculture, manufacturing, and services. Manufacturing has been stagnant for quite some time.
Okay.
That was the first.
So out of the three, which has been the leader?
Leader in the past decade, if I talk about
Yeah.
it, is services.
Okay.
And
And now?
Right now, I think it's still services which are leading. We want to
Okay.
improve manufacturing. That is one
Okay.
of the goals of our 2047
Yes.
Viksit Bharat. So I think that we should count. That is where this policy will come into play and help us improve that sector.
Okay. Fair enough. I just wanted to ask you one more thing. Okay. You were connected with the theatre.
Yes.
So again, that was for a brief period.
Yeah.
So is it possible that, I mean, maybe you have not realized it, but is it possible that you lose interest in something after some time? I mean, you have been like doing some stints here and there, thoda ye, thoda wo types. So is it like because you lose your interest in that because you run out of steam, or what exactly is it?
I'll tell you how exactly it is.
Ah.
So theatre, tabla, quizzing, these are three hobbies which I've liked from school days.
Okay.
It still continues till date. There are few hobbies which have been added on. The problem which comes in theatre and tabla is that it requires a lot of practice, a lot of time commitment. In college, with all the assignments, all the placements, internships, it's very hard to give that many days. Even in basketball, for that matter, when we have tournaments like Inter-IT, is very competitive. You require months of yours. You can't focus on academics. Quizzing is one thing which really requires a very less effort compared to all the other extracurricular activities I talked about. It also makes me connect to academics only, and I have been always academically inclined. So quizzing is one.
So you are a skeptic. भाग जाते हो. Less effort is better.
If it's for enjoyment, then I don't want it to be hectic, right?
Yeah, you can continue, ma'am.
So, okay. No
Please
problem. When was the last quiz that you took part in?
Last quiz this December only.
Okay.
After my college placement season ended, we went for Inter-IT this year.
Okay. So you feel that if you get admission to one of the IIMs, will you be able to take out time to do your quizzing or? Like
Yes, I really look forward to it. So we have this Inter-IIT IIM quizzing Nihilant event which happens. We have been in the past going through as an IT Bombay contingent. I really like their quiz club and the way IIM quizzes happen. So I look forward to join quizzing club in whichever college I go.
I'm intrigued by your name, Amiya Sir. It's pretty unique.
Yeah.
Who named you Amiya Sir?
My mother.
And what's the meaning?
It means light. So Avisa Sharma was an Aaj Tak anchor, if I remember rightly.
Yes.
And they really like that name.
Okay.
And then it's that.
But one thing is there, Abhisar, that it's Abhisar, I suppose.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, when I look at your complete resume, I look at you. You look like a complete scholar. I mean, a person who has always been into studies, quizzes, and tabla playing basketball, getting into mutual funds, then working with this Namo project as well. You have worked in diverse fields.
Right.
What do you do to live your life, enjoy your life? Do you actually?
Yeah, I do. So the place where I find solace is playing basketball.
Okay.
If it's been a very hectic week, very tough day, in night, even if there's no one playing, I go in the court in my IT, play alone.
But I'm sorry, what I understood from basketball is that generally those people play basketball who have good height.
Yeah,
You seem like 5'9", 5'10". So
I'm 5'11". It's decent.
oh, it's decent for
It's
basketball.
decent.
I didn't know that actually.
In India, it's decent. In US, I'm of course very short.
And how popular is it in India? Because I don't see mostly. I mean, any basketball team of India playing anywhere
Yeah,
or
so-
winning anything.
If you talk about in a competitive international stage, India has a team. It's not very. It hasn't accomplished a lot of prizes for that matter. But in all the schools these days, even in my college, I see even in the societies, basketball courts have been coming like anything. So I think that has given a major boost to basketball as a sport. Even when I used to play in my childhood days, our school had one court. There was a nearby school which had two courts. But today, I'd say all my younger brothers, younger siblings, basketball is there everywhere.
We too have. I am sure you would also be having one in your society, and generally it's a jogging place for us, or an exercise place. Nobody plays basketball. I mean, very few people play it. Possibly in some other societies, people would be playing, or in the colleges, especially as you are saying, IITs, etc. वहाँ लोग खेलते होंगे ज़्यादा, हाँ?
Yes, in IIT, it's a sport. We have inter-hostel competitions, inter-Mumbai, inter-IIT. So at all levels, basketball is played with full rigor.
How important is sports in a person's life?
I believe it's very important. Sports really helps you balance your life because health is one aspect which, of course, sports help you maintain. Apart and
But
health,
you can have good health even without playing sports. I mean, you can do some other things also. So,
right. That was one aspect which I was talking about. Health is definitely there. Second, with me especially, it might be different for different people. It is a kind of break from your routine life. It can be yoga for someone. It can be movies for someone. Sports is one thing which it doesn't really strain my eyes. I'm all the day on laptop. It really lets me let loose. Also, which one factor which comes in is bonding. So a lot of my friendship in IT has happened because of basketball. Even till date, all of us just give a call to each other. All of us assemble in court, go on treats after that. So particular friend circle also forms. I think that is a place where sports really plays a big part, especially team events, where other activities lack because you really do it in like individual or personal time. For example, reading books or watching a movie. You can't have a collective sort of environment there.
Okay, Abhishek. Yeah. Who you are? Tabla player, IT Bombay mech, artist. Who you are? Choose single one.
What are the options I have? Or should
All
I
the
guess?
options we have written in your form.
That's just
Who you are?
So at this point I'll relate myself mostly to IT Bombay. I'm an IT Bombay student.
What is the logo and the slogan of IT Bombay?
Gyanan Param Dhayam.
Taken from which?
This I am not sure.
You are tabla player.
Yes, I am.
Can you give me the teen tal with some,
Yeah.
please?
So I'll start.
Yeah, definitely.
Dha dhin dhin dha dha dhin dhin dha dha tin tin ta ta dhin dhin dha dha.
So it's 16.
Yeah, 16.
Can you tell me any tal with the 6 beats?
6 beats. Dadra. Dha dhina dha tina.
Why we have the 16, 6, 10 and 14? Mainly tals in the tabla.
Why we have this I'm not aware of. Maybe it is
Because in your resume, everything is beyond the why.
yeah.
So you didn't ask a question to your Guruji. What are the maths behind the 6, 9, 10, 14 or 16?
No, I haven't asked him about it. My hypothesis is that maybe I'm not sure if the songs were made that way or the beat came first, but I think the
Which came
alignment-
first?
I think the beats came first, then songs would have come. So this. I'm
Okay,
not sure.
so you have 999B and the IT Bombay. Too much into the academics. Don't you think of the MS? Don't go for the MBA. This is my personal advice.
Right.
Go for the MS.
I didn't like mechanical engineering.
You didn't like,
that
and you
much that-
pursued 4 years.
Yes.
That's why you went into the sports. And when after joining the IIM, Ahmedabad or any of the IIMs, you didn't like the IIMs. You are the people who are doing the GDP of the India.
Yes.
4 ईयर आईटी में बर्बाद करोगे, पूरी की पूरी लाइफ जो है ना गवर्नमेंट एडेड कॉलेज में जा रहे हो. कमिंग टू द IIMs, आई थिंक आई टॉक अबाउट द ब्रेन ड्रेन. डू यू थिंक अपने लाइफ बर्बाद की है, किसी और की सीट बर्बाद कर रहे हो? व्हाट्स योर टेक?
आई थिंक दोनों ही नहीं. नाइदर लाइफ बर्बाद हुई है, ना ही किसी और की सीट बर्बाद हुई है. And in IT, mechanical engineering is not just restricted to mechanical engineering. Our course is very open. What I mean by that, it has a lot of electives in place. So IT, I even tell it to my juniors, doesn't give you academics in the form of academics. It gives you an ecosystem to develop yourself. So
When you planned for the MBA?
I planned for my MBA in my 4th year only. When I was doing my internships in my 3rd year, I met a lot of my boss, like seniors and the professionals which they were there. They either had a MBA degree or planning to do. I took advice from them. Even my sister, my father, both of them have done MBA. So I realized what role it plays in your career, and that was the time I realized.
Don't you think about the UPSC, because your profile, maximum of the people went to the UPSC.
So I personally like the professional space. Not that IS is not professional, like corporate space more than the government aspect. I am fascinated by the glass buildings, so I want to work in the professional corporate life. So that is something which I have liked since when I have joined IIT Bombay, worked in various organizations. So that is something which I'm inclined to. That is where I want to
How
lead.
many different plans of PNG in India?
Plans of PNG in India, number of plans I'm not aware of. I went to
Why you went to the Hyderabad?
So there was a 2-day workshop which I was selected for in my 2nd year. It was called PNG Spotlight. It was for us to, like, they told us about what PNG is making. They showed us supply chains of Pampers, of Tide
Give me
of
the
various-
3 suggestions in the pointers to the PNG Hyderabad brand for their benefit.
for their benefit. Benefit in what terms exactly?
You take.
Okay, so just give me a minute. I'll just think about this and. Right. So first could be its accessibility. PNG Hyderabad plant is located a bit far away from the city.
So you want to shift the plant. I want the suggestions
yeah.
which could be incorporated. So they are fool. Open the plant at this Hyderabad. I think you are saying कि they are the one of the fullest in the nature because उसने हैदराबाद में plant open किया है.
No, that is not what I meant.
Plant is always outside the city. Do you know the rules and regulations?
That would have been the reason of choosing
I
outskirts
want
of
the
city.
suggestions. Just.
My suggestion, this one was stemming out from the fact that many of my batchmates don't really want to go into PNG because it offers jobs at a remote location. We want to.
No, I am looking for not a HR per se.
Okay.
I'm looking at the PNG as a plant. You have seen the cross function in the 2 days.
Understood. I've got your question now.
So leave it. And you have done diet nutrition.
Yeah.
Tell me the 3 products of PNG in this area.
Nutrition.
You have a chocolate in front of you. Can you take one?
Yeah.
What is the chocolate name?
Mentos.
Leave it. Which company?
I think Coca-Cola.
Think or it is? Do you think and believe?
So, I'm not 100% sure, but I'm 90% positive it's Coca-Cola.
Make sure. If it is wrong, we make sure that you won't get any IIMs. The meaning of 90%, do you understand?
Yeah.
Do you want to stick to the Coca-Cola or you want to say pass?
I think I'll go with Coca-Cola.
Are you sure? Okay, you talked about the Stigler diet problem. How you used?
Okay, so Stigler diet's problem was a 1950-ish experiment in which he found out food items which has the best nutrition requirement at the lowest price. So that was our model which we looked at to define our own problem, which was to...
Do you know what is the Big Mac index?
Big Mac index? No, I'm not aware of that.
What is the science behind the tabla? The sound?
So it's basically it's a hollow instrument.
Give me the science, the principle, the root.
Acoustics.
It's a resonance or what? I want the science and the principle behind the tabla, how it sounds, why.
So broadly we can classify it into acoustics only. Sound. It's
Acoustics means kya hoga? That's Doppler effect or the resonance or something extra. Why when we strikes on the tabla it sounds different, when we strike on the table it sounds different?
You were the institute academic coordinator, I can see that. Tell us something about your work that you did, because you have enlisted a few things that seem impressive, and tell us something about Empower.
Right. So NPAR stands for Engineering Oriented Promotion of Work Experience in Research. That's its full form. We are the research wing of our college. It was my second year position of responsibility. We were tasked to link professors to students with research projects.
Just one interruption. You have said that you were selected like 4 out of 200
Yes.
students, 200 plus students. Why was your selection done? On what basis?
Okay, so there was an after talk which I had with my manager who selected me. He really
आपने
liked me.
पैसे दिए थे?
He really liked my personality, and it's on him that he felt that I will work in symphony with him. So that is
What about your personality?
uh,
You said like he really liked my personality. So what exactly? I'm just trying to understand. What is it in your personality that actually hooks people to you?
I have never asked anyone that, but I believe I have a nature which is kind of jolly. I really do not stress in howsoever hard the situation is.
Okay.
Like we can maintain a calm demeanor.
So you mean to say that, okay, if you have a calm demeanor and if you've got a jolly, jovial kind of a nature,
Yeah.
that is important to work in a team or something, or how does it contribute to a person's work arena?
Yeah, so I think this nature definitely plays an important part in any sort of team. We have different kinds of natures coming in. So this is one nature which balances out the team.
Okay.
If there is a rift between two people in a team, differences arise. You're not able to reach to a conclusion. That is the time I come into play. Really,
I take your point. Now just complete that. You were telling me about the
Right.
work that you were doing. I'm interested in that.
right. So as I mentioned, we were connecting professors to students with research projects. Students find it difficult to get research projects on their own. So we go to professors, ask them about if they are interested in having a research project, and connect it to the students. That was our basic responsibility. The new thing which we did in our tenure was a research symposium. We called it ResCon, Research Conclave, in where people from different colleges came into IIT Bombay. We had set up a seminar where all of them had presentations. Professors were there to judge them. The primary goal of all of this is to make research a talk of IIT Bombay because it's fading in quite a way, especially in undergraduates. We were focused on undergraduates. That's
Okay, yeah, I can see that.
Yes.
Now, when we talk about your personality, going back to that point, are you a leader or a follower?
I think I'm a leader
Why? What makes you say that?
because a very small incident, if I talk about.
Yes, of course.
If we are going for a movie
Uh-huh.
and we have 4 people, we have to call few of them more. Then it's mostly I am the person who takes the responsibility that this is the planning. We'll go first to this Cineplex, then we'll go to South Mumbai. We'll come back. It starts from there. That I think I have that quality of initiating discussions, taking a call, taking even in a few days we are planning a trip. So I was the one who initiated that, did all the plannings. And with leader, a quality which I also associate to myself is letting everyone be a part of the team. So you give some responsibilities to other person. It shouldn't come out across as that this is a special challenge which I face in my college. That all of them are your peers. You can't be their boss. You have to delegate responsibilities, but it should feel as if you are just collaborating together in a.
But एक बात है विशाल देखो, if you are a leader, let's say, and I'm assuming that possibly that's the reason why you want to do MBA as well.
Yes.
You're going into that. But being a leader, of course, you should have some qualities of a leader. I mean, there are some things which a leader cannot possess. And in your weaknesses, I see that you say that I overthink a lot,
Yes.
right? Secondly, that I cannot say no to the people. Definitely not the things a leader should be having.
Right. That is.
I mean, the moment you have this, ability of not saying no to the people, I'm sure that you are not a leader then.
Right. That is definitely a concern which I myself wants to correct. I have been trying in my second POR journey as an internship coordinator in my placement cell. there were a lot of incidents which happened which required me to say no. People come to you, ask them to, and asking to verify a resume point or connect them to the HR directly. But at that point, you have to say no. You cannot, as a placement
Absolutely. And all the places that you have worked in, I mean, is there any incidents that you can quote where you actually felt that because of your overthinking,
Yeah.
something bad happened? To you or anyone around you or anything? Any project that you are working on? I mean, where do you get to know that you are an overthinker? I mean, how did they become
So not really related to the professional life. It's in personal. It's in my personal life. I tend to overthink about events in my personal life. If something didn't went right, or something went right someday, I really think about it a lot. कि ऐसा क्यों हुआ? Maybe it was my luck, or it was just not my day. So I make
But I think
2-3
that's
stories of it.
introspection. That's not overthinking. Everyone must
It
do
is
that.
introspection till a point, but if you spend 2-3 hours of it on it, making different theories of why would have this happened to you only, not the other person, what went wrong, like talking to other people also about it, then taking their opinions, making your own hypothesis. So then it's not really introspection. Then it's not for your benefit.
Then do you actually find yourself a fit for MBA? Looking at these two things, I do not think that you yourself are confused that I'm not fit for MBA then possibly.
I would like to I'd like to disagree on that because
Give me the best reason why should I select you as an MBA candidate.
my academics being the first, I think that will be the best reason. I have really excelled in my academics in my previous all my school and college, and I think I can continue with that.
There I would probably agree with the Amiya Sir as well possibly. Then you should go to MS, not MBA.
Again, academics, I believe MBAs also contribute to academics, a different kind
Okay,
of
we shall
academics.
come to the academics. Your mech.
Yes.
Which engine is more efficient? 2-stroke or 4-stroke?
I haven't had a course on engines to be honest. So I can take a guess, but I again won't have a...
You're a mech, na?
Yes.
And you, I think, studied the engine in the +2 actually also.
I haven't. And even in my courses, we didn't have a course.
So tell me the 3 courses which you like to talk.
Yes, I liked machine design. Design shafts, we designed. That was one. I have liked thermodynamics.
Why do trucks have the shaft? I think the trucks have the propeller shaft.
Propeller shaft. Haven't heard about that, but yeah, they do have a shaft between the wheels to run the wheel.
So we are sitting in the winter.
Yeah.
Which additive we add in the hilly area in the petrol or the diesel?
Some anti-knocking.
No, that is to avoid freezing. We add some of the additive.
I think we had alcohol.
Alcohol.
Yeah. I'm not sure.
Do you drink?
I do.
What is the pH value?
It's acidic, less than 7.
How do you multiply 2 matrices?
So matrix multiplication is like element to element. So if you have 3 cross 3, we can only multiply matrices which I think we can multiply, which have...
Okay, leave
m
it.
cross
I'm
m
not happy with you. I'm going to give you, this is my last question. Okay? 30 seconds. Impress me. Else, I'm going to give you 0 points. 30 seconds. It starts now.
So I'm a quizzer. I can talk about and converse about general knowledge with anyone till whatever level they want. I really like to talk about interesting things. I am a basketball player. I'm a tabla player, as I've already talked about it. More importantly, I can be a person whom you can rely on in any hard circumstance, whatsoever might come. I can face tough challenges. I can...
Okay, thank you. I'm done.
You know what? Saral Sir had asked you something like, why should we take you? So just continuing with that, I would like to ask you this. If you were in my shoes today, what would you select? What would you prefer? Only the best candidates that are sitting outside, like the best of the best, or you would go for a little bit of diversity? What is your take on that? It has to be unbiased, whatever
Right.
you think.
I think diversity always helps because best is a very subjective term. Academics best is not the only best in the world.
Okay.
We have sports best, we have a lot of bests can be there in the world. Academic space is not the only thing which should.
No, but best, see, when I say best, or
Yeah.
if we are talking about the people sitting outside, it is objective. It's completely objective. You have come here with a phenomenal percentile, and
Right.
that's why you're sitting here, right? So what I'm asking is, I mean, should the IIMs change themselves a little bit and kind of they should include more diversity in their selection procedure, or should they always stick to the best of the best objectively? Which one is better?
Again, if they have set a criteria of being best objectively, then that should be followed, because we want an ecosystem where the best of the minds come in.
But don't you think just the best people in any scenario leads more to homogeneity?
Again, that is why I said the criteria which we have set for best. If it will be only homogeneous if we are talking about best of a particular division, best of academics or best of sports, then it will be obviously homogeneous. But if we talk about different kind of best coming in the place, then you will have different, like a creative mindset, a painter who is the best painter in the country, a basketball player, a maths graduate. So when all of them come into the same education, then you can share a lot of knowledge, you can get a lot of knowledge from the other people, and then you can excel. So that depends upon the criteria which we have, which you are calling best.
Okay, I've got one last question before I pass it on to Saral Sir. Let's say we take you and let's say we take 10 other students and you are the best.
Right.
Should we let you guys have another set of students who are like a little level below you, or should we give you only the best of the best in your class? What would you prefer? I mean, would you want another group like, let's say, a little lower than you? Would you want to mix with them, or would you want just the best of the best, the cream of the crop to be there in your group? And why?
I will share two perspectives on this. First being my preference, and other
course.
which being another preference which people have.
Yes.
My preference is that I want to have the best people around me.
Okay.
Because even if it's a course and we're talking about grades, I might not excel, I might not top. But within the discussion which we'll have in class, I think I'll learn a lot passively, if not actively.
Okay.
Second perspective which people do have, and which is again a fair perspective, is if you have a section of people who are weak, maybe academically than you obviously excel in objective terms, for example, grades. So these are the two perspectives. I prefer the former one.
Based on what you just said,
Yeah.
I'm able to see this, that okay, you are saying that okay, the other perspective is that mediocre wale jo hai, so you can sit with them, but the thing is you won't learn anything from them.
You will learn less, in my opinion.
Yeah. But so that means what you are saying is creativity is only connected to the people who have achieved 99 point something. I mean, what about the people who are mediocre over there? Can't they be creative? As you said, you are going to learn passively only from the good ones.
Again, I'll circle back to the fact of
Yeah, go
mediocrity being again a very subjective term. I won't say again, if they are again excelling in any of the domains, then it's perfectly all right for them to mingle. If they're not excelling in any, if there are sort of, even they feel a bit alienated from the toppers, and even the toppers feel alienated from the mediocre students.
Fair enough. Saral Sir, over to you.
This is our last question of this interview as well. I really want to give you an offer. You are sitting in IIM Calcutta's interview right now, but I know that you have a call from IIM Ahmedabad as well. You're going to appear for that. I give you an offer right now. So join Calcutta and do not go for Ahmedabad. Would you agree to that?
Yes, I'll agree.
You would leave Ahmedabad. You won't even go to the interview. In
Yes,
Ahmedabad?
I am saying that spontaneously, because my thinking is that whatever is in your hand, you should take it. And again, Ahmedabad and Calcutta are equally respected, equally good colleges. There are a ranking system exists, but I really put all the, at least ABC in the equal level. So talking about any, even academics, extracurriculars, placements, I'll take what is in my hand instead of waiting or predicting for
You don't want to take the risk of getting into the top of the top colleges in India.
It's again, IIM Calcutta is one of the top colleges in India.
He start with the less effort, na?
It's not about effort, it's about taking risks and what risk to take. When if this was maybe a CAP IIM interview, then I wouldn't have accepted it. But here the risk is I'll lose this offer, and maybe tomorrow if I give IIM Ahmedabad, I'll lose that. So I'm good at nowhere. So I'm
a
not
bird
a
in hand
very
is better than two in the bush. A bird in hand is better than two in the
But
bush.
you
believe in that, huh?
No, but he's averse to risk taking, and then you are going to be you're going to be the CEO or CEO after a few years.
I won't say I'm averse to risk taking. It's about taking the right risk at the right point.
Okay.
Here,
good.
I do not see the marginal benefit of getting into IIM Ahmedabad compared to IIM Calcutta.
So you're talking about the opportunity cost
Opportunity
over here.
cost which
ठीक
will
है.
come
So
into
that you're
place.
going to calculate whenever you're in such a situation. Fair
Chalo.
enough.
All good,
Accepted.
Abhishek. That
Thank
was
you.
great talking to you.
Thank you.
Yes, Abhisar, I'll start with the feedback. I loved your demeanor. Actually, I saw a very good confidence in you. So मुझे नहीं पता सर मैम का क्या ओपिनियन है. मुझे बहुत बढ़िया लगा, बहुत ही बढ़िया लगा. I saw that confidence in you, and I saw that you know about a lot of things and you actually want to speak about those. Generally होता क्या है when sometimes we speak about something and you have written it in the CV. कई बार लोग गलत भी लिख देते हैं, ऐसा भी होता है. तो ऐसे में ना जब आप किसी चीज़ के बारे में बात करते हैं किसी से, सो दे ट्राई टू जस्ट कट इट शॉर्ट. ठीक है कि थोड़ा सा बात करो और निकलो ताकि इसके बारे में बात ज़्यादा ना हो. यू डिडंट डू दैट. दैट वाज वेरी गुड अबाउट यू. वन और टू थिंग्स विच आई डिडंट लाइक मच. वन थिंग दैट एज यू सेड दैट आई कांट से नो, दिस इज़ माई वीकनेस. एंड आई सॉ दैट समहाउ कि देखिए हम दोनों एक अलग उसमें बात कर रहे थे और अमिया सर अलग उसमें बात कर रहे थे. एंड मोस्ट ऑफ द थिंग्स दैट यू डिडंट नो, सडनली आफ्टर दैट योर वॉइस बिकेम शेकी. ठीक है, आप में वो एकदम से कॉन्फिडेंस का ड्रॉप नज़र आया. सो प्लीज़ अंडरस्टैंड दिस. इट इज़ फॉर ऑल ऑफ यू दैट इट्स वेरी ओके टू नॉट नो थिंग्स. यू आर नॉट हेयर. आई मीन देखिए मुझे भी पता है शायद मैं टेबल के उस तरफ हूँ और आप इधर होंगे, तो मुझे बहुत सारी चीज़ें नहीं आती हूँ जो आप मुझसे पूछेंगे. ठीक है, तो किसी चीज़ का ना पता होना ये कोई ऐसा नहीं है. इट्स टू योर डिसएडवांटेज बिकॉज वी आर नॉट लुकिंग फॉर अ पर्सन हु नोज एवरीथिंग. Right? So if you do not know, you can simply say no and then you can move ahead. There is not a problem. So but I can understand that's your weakness, that I can't say no, but this is not that situation where you can't say no. You can say no, sir, I don't know that. So possibly many a times while taking a guess, right? It's better to leave and move ahead. Sir, I do not know and I just move ahead. ठीक है, नहीं पता है क्योंकि बहुत कुछ है आपके रिज्यूमे में. ज़रूरी नहीं आपको हर चीज़ के बारे में पता हो. तो मैं नहीं मानता कि हाँ हर चीज़ का जवाब देना ज़रूरी है. छोड़ भी सकते हो. एंड सेकेंड थिंग इज दैट व्हाट आई सॉ दैट व्हेन ही सेड दैट आई गिव यू 30 seconds to impress me. In those 30 seconds you didn't talk about your strength. What you have written in your strength, that this is what I am. In those 30 seconds I saw that you choose that I'm a basketball player and I'm a tabla player over those your strengths. So how is that possible?
That was repetitive.
Right?
हम जानते थे
I
पहले
mean,
से.
people know about them. Moreover, and if you have to tell someone that what are you in just 30 seconds, possibly that basketball player or tabla player would not come into it for a person like you, right? You have a lot many other things to tell about you. Possibly you could have, included those. तो वो एक मुझे चीज़ लगी. Otherwise, I loved you seriously. Had I been IIM Calcutta, so I would have taken.
Can I note all of this down?
Yeah, you can do that later.
Sure.
But continuing with that, yes, even I loved you a lot. There were just a few things. जैसे सबसे पहला, let me come straight to that. When you walked in, so you just came and you said, "Good morning, sir." You said to him. Always remember this point, all of you as well. If there are 3 people on the panel, you have to either say, "Good morning, gentlemen," or "Good morning, sirs and ma'am." Or you have to say good morning to each one. Good morning, sir. Good morning, ma'am. Good morning, sir. Because ये matter करता है. The second thing on which we all agreed was you came and you, even without being asked, you just sat down. Okay, you grabbed the chair and you sat down. Never ever do that, guys. Walk in, stand politely next to the chair, and please wait to be asked that please sit down. ठीक है? और वो हो गया आपका हाँ. Your voice was constantly a little low throughout. I mean, I'm not saying that it wasn't confident. You were very confident on various things, and I agree with him. But you have to practice this. Okay? Your pitch, your tone was like, fine, theek hai. Your words were paced out. Everything is fine. You were not speaking very fast. Sab sahi hai. But you have to practice. You have to practice to kind of modulate your voice, and you have to be more impressive while you speak. It's not necessary to speak fast, okay? But practice that, right, guys? So I hope you all are making a note of this point. Your voice matters. Train your voice. Nobody is born with the right way, the perfect way of speaking, but you have to do that. So from my end, these are the 3 points. इन्होंने बता दिया. Over to you, Amiya Sir.
Would you like to listen me?
Yes, sir.
So first of all, just you give your feedback on our interaction.
Sir, I'm aware of the fact that mechanical engineering concepts I haven't even revised till now, so वो मेरे को खुद से करना है. I think then I'll be better able to answer those questions. And other part about back and forth wala, that is something which I have had interviews in college also, in placements, internships. That has happened past, but that is something somewhere anyone, and I think me especially, would थोड़ा सा lack of confidence आ जाता है जब गलतियाँ होती हैं, फिर the interview seems not happy with your answers, तो you lose your confidence थोड़ा सा उसमें.
I think you were cursing me during the complete process. ये क्वेश्चन नहीं पूछे, ये क्वेश्चन नहीं पूछे, ये क्वेश्चन नहीं पूछे. When it comes to this ना, you are smiling. तो मेरे तरफ देख के इतना गुस्सा नहीं होना था ना. Though you are not happy with me. Look, what you are writing on your CV or the PYQ or any questionnaire, you should have to have, because you are fighting with the system. I am Ahmedabad, I am Calcutta. They have a lot of great profile like the IIT Delhi, IIT Bombay. And when we see the IIT Delhi and IIT Bombay, and when we see a person from the Bihar, Jharkhand, उसके साथ हमारा सॉफ्ट कॉर्नर होता है कि चलो ठीक है, ये आंसर दे भी देगा तो हम ले लेंगे. बट व्हेन वी सी द IIT Bombay, IIT Delhi, रेज आ जाता है. प्रोफाइल बहुत अच्छा है, बट वी वांट समथिंग मोर. टेक्निकल ग्राउंड पे आप बहुत वीक हो. जो भी लिखा है उसके बारे में आइडिया नहीं है. आई रेट यू 3 out of 10. For the HR, I rate you 9.5 out of 10. I asked the question about the volume. नहीं पता है. तो for the Ahmedabad and the Calcutta, I'll put in the waiting list. And you know, for the waiting list clear बहुत मुश्किल होता है. I would say जो भी लिखा है पता होना चाहिए. मैक पता होना चाहिए. You can't say no to the, हमने मैक पढ़ के भी इंजन नहीं पढ़ा है. So work on technical parts. Work, you have written everything, like you have written the INR 400K, like the academic coordinator. You should know everything about current trade rate क्या है, exchange forex क्या है, सब कुछ पता होना चाहिए. तो technical point 3 out of 10, but I personally believe कि you can. because इतना कुछ किया है, तो ये तो बहुत छोटा सा काम है. You have ample time, आप कर लो. We will meet at IIM. All the best.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.